This podcast contains strong language and discussions about relationships, sex, and love. It may not be suitable for younger listeners. This is the Can't Keep My Mouth Shut podcast, and I am Nick Selena. Hi, it's Nick Selena. Happy Monday evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Can't Keep My Mouth Shut. And today, we're going to address those women that want to marry rich. I want to marry rich. I want a rich husband so I don't have to work. I want someone who's super wealthy to look after me. It's all I want. Do you know how often I fucking hear that on this island? I never used to hear it the same way in London. I've got to be God's honest with you. Never. In London, it felt like people were more, I don't know, driven to just go for career success, and marriage was for love. But for some reason, there's this dialogue in Singers where women are just desperate to marry rich. And that's it. That's the only criteria that they have. And I fucking hate it, which is why my episode title says I'm going to bitch slap you. Because no, I just want to knock some sense into y'all, which is why I'm talking about it today. So let's start off with my own personal experiences, right? I had a very rich man when I was 21 in London. Extremely wealthy. Was around him for a couple of years. And then, as we all know, I had an ex-fiancé who was rich. I think the ex-fiancé definitely pretended he was more wealthy than what he was. Yep. I noticed a few things along the way, kept my mouth shut, but I could tell there was an inflation of said bank account, which wasn't actually real. Yes, the guy is wealthy, my engagement ring was 40K. We lived in a penthouse. There's money there, right? Allow me to explain very, very fucking clear that those two relationships were the ones where I felt the most unseen, unheard, and as if I was a walking commodity. I was part of their world. I was an extension of them. I was their plaything to do what they wish with, to pick up and drop when they fancy it. And allow me to make this very clear, both of them had wandering eyes and wandering hands and wandering dicks. Okay? Now, to prerequisite that across my other relationships, I was also with someone for just under 5 years who was broke as fuck, right? Your girl had to pay for everything. I housed the fucker in my apartment. I would help him with flights. I would take him to trips away. I picked up the fucking bill all the time because he's so broke. Oh, he's a struggling entrepreneur. You're not a struggling entrepreneur, you're just a dick. He also didn't treat me very well. There was a lot of resentment there, his end, because I was a successful partner and he wasn't. There was a lot of underlying hatred for me for being the one who can afford to pick up the flights, the vacations, who could do press trips, who got stuff for free. He wanted to be part of that world, but not as my plus one, for his own merit, of which he didn't have because he doesn't have any merit, right? So even the guy who's broke as fuck wasn't an amazing partner. So I hear what you guys are saying, and this is why I'm explaining these stories, because I get it. You can, in fact, be like, well, the guy who was broke treated you like crap. The rich guys treated you like crap. What would you prefer? You might as well be treated like crap with the rich guys. I understand where you're coming from, but that's not the case. I have a particular innate sense of dating narcissists, right? It's just, I've dealt with it now. We're all good. We're all healed. But I attract these broken losers. But what I what I really want to stress is marrying rich and stating that I want to marry for money, I want to marry a rich man, that is going to bumfuck you over so hard down the line. Because if that's your only prerequisite for marrying someone, spending your whole rest of your life with someone, and the only thing you care about is their bank account, you are gonna die miserable. I know it's a stereotype that of these rich men treat women like shit, but it's a stereotype for a reason, okay? When you are a wealthy man, say there's an ego, pride, underlying thing as well, it's almost like they want every need met when they want it. That includes an impulsive need to go fuck that girl who's hot at the bar. And suddenly, you know, the wife at home doesn't exist because it's bored. Like, there is this element of wealthy men and this lifestyle where you are devalued. Before all the other wealthy men come at me, I know this is a sweeping statement, and there's lots of incredible men who are extremely kind, respectful, loving, who just happen to be successful in what they do. Yes, those are the diamonds we want to marry. What I'm saying is, if the only criteria you women have is, I want to marry rich, if that's all you say and that's all you put out there, that's the problem. Do you know what I want? I don't want rich because I've had rich, right? And the experience was the worst partners. What I want is a man who is successful in his field, because his success means he's grafted hard, he's earned it. I want, he's intelligent, and I want a man who respects me and appreciates my success, and we build each other up. And I want a man who isn't emasculated at what I bring to the table. And I want a man who is loyal and honest and kind and loving and funny. I want to piss my pants laughing at you, right? That's what I want. I don't just go around going, I want a rich man. Also, when you say that in public, do you understand how fucking cringe that makes you look? It literally puts my hairs up on my arm. Like, yeah, I want to marry rich. I just think, well, now you sound like a superficial, empty, meaningless bimbo. Really, you do. And you might not be. You might be, but you might not be. Let me just make this clear. Wealth ain't your way out. Wealth is not, it's not the route to happiness. I was on that train. I jumped off. The train exploded. I'm rolling down the hill and I'm running as fast as I can. I had every opportunity to stay because I was begged to stay. And I could have had that fucking extremely gorgeous wedding, and I could have had that incredible wealthy lifestyle and as many bags as I wanted. Yeah, and what? And he carries on going to fucking Orchard Towers. And I'm just supposed to sit quietly and be all right with that? No. This is another prime example of why I hate fucking people obsessed with just wealth. I was on a date night with the fiance. He's like, hey, surprise. I can't keep it quiet. I mean, been drinking. I bought you something. Well, I put a deposit down. Shows me a photo of an Hermes Birkin, right? A Birkin. Hermes Birkin. Wow. You know, dreams come true. My God, my partner bought me an Hermes Birkin. I hated it. One, it was brown and lime green, and it was crocodile skin. It was ugly as fuck, and it was an insane amount of money. So he's showing me this bag he's bought, and I just went, thank you, but I don't want that. And then I got offended. I was like, you doing this shows me you don't know me at all, because I would never carry crocodile skin in my fucking life. I was like, have you looked at the crocodile farms? Like, have you looked at what they do? And two, when do I wear brown? or lime green. I said, I'd rather you bought me a bag that's a quarter of that price and the rest you go and give to animal shelters. What did he do? He got fucking rageful, didn't he? He went, well, you don't deserve my wealth. No woman deserves my wealth. You know what? Fuck you. I'm just going to give the bag to my mum. Oh, what a cringy little loser. And I just went, excuse me? Excuse me? And we got separate cabs home that night. All because I dared to refuse a Birkin. What is wrong with me? Nothing. Everything is right with me. I don't want to carry that shit around. I don't want that. Like, even my engagement ring, I used to take it off or twist it round because I don't want to be seen as that person with this massive fucking rock. And I was scared people were like, chop my hand off for it. I didn't like it. I didn't, well, not in Singapore, but especially in the UK, guys. I used to like not wear it in the UK. So yeah, look at that one scenario. Like, I refused a bag or a big purchase for him as showing his love, because the only way he showed his love was buying you shit. And I dared to say no, and I got full rage and nasty, nasty comments. Is that really what you want in your life? Really? Come on, girls. We gotta elevate our wants and needs. You finding a man who is rich or wealthy or successful, that is your bonus. The man you want to marry is a man that adores you, that loves you unconditionally, deeply, through and through. The man that will be so empathetic that he will get where you're at and your mood and your emotions before you even explain them. The man that is by your side, whether you're right or wrong. The one that will cuddle you to sleep at night, kiss you good morning in the morning, and just be your pillar of support. If he is wealthy, then you have won a jackpot. Well done. But stop making it the only thing you give a fuck about. Because if that's all you care about, you'll end up meeting a wealthy man just like my exes, and they will treat you like shit. And God forbid the woman who actually does marry my ex-fiance. Like, I am terrified for her. Because it's going to look like the best thing that ever happened at the beginning, because it did for me. Luckily, I got out before I got locked in. I was so close. But some woman, I'm well aware, isn't going to get switched on in time. She's not going to catch him out cheating in time. And she's going to walk down the aisle. And it's going to be like a fucking prison sentence for her. I feel so sorry for her, whoever she is. I know it's not my burden to bear, but like, awful. And then, God, if you move on to have children, fuck. You are stuck with these motherfuckers. Please stop thinking you need to marry rich. And that's all that life matters about. Because if you do, you will live to regret it. Mark my words. Not to mention, it makes you look a bit of a twat if that's what you're announcing to public. And I've heard it often. You might be sitting thinking, Nix, who openly says that out loud? Guys, girls, I hear it a lot. And these women announce it like they're really proud. Like it makes them special. Like, yeah, I want to marry rich. And I just sit there and I'm like, you're an immediate knob in my eyes. Because you obviously haven't experienced wealth, and you haven't experienced a man who has wealth, because it goes to their fucking heads. Like I said, there are some guys out there, you diamonds, we love you, who are successful and kind and wonderful, and you don't have an unhealthy dating system and you don't cheat. We love you. But they're a rare breed, right? Like I said, if you get one of those, you won at life. Most of the wealthy men are not like that. So stop focusing on the wealth and start focusing on the man and the character and the attributes and the love. And that's the end of this rant. And yes, it has been a rant, not an episode. What's your thoughts? Do you still go, fuck you, Nix, I want to marry rich, fuck you? Is that your stance? Please let me know. I can't wait to hear from you. And do you think I'm just skewed and bitter from my own personal wealthy ex experiences? And is there a billion men out there that are wealthy and wonderful? And just let me know. As always, you can slide into my DMs on Instagram or TikTok at Nixalina, Nixalina. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all next week. Thanks for listening to the Can't Keep My Mouth Shut podcast. Produced and hosted by me, Nixalina, and recorded in the Splicecast Studios in Singapore. I'm available to listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, and all major podcast listening apps. Do subscribe to enjoy a new episode every Monday evening. Please do give me a 5-star review. It helps other people also find my podcast. For more content and features to read, you can check out my website, nixalina.com. That's nixalina.com. I'm also on social media. Simply search at Nixalina, Nixalina, to find me. Don't be shy. Come say hi.